journey. But no more further information about when it'll be sorted, but it should be sorted very soon.
What's up guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome to another video. Right, so today has been a bit of a bust so far. It's currently 1:30 in the afternoon. The plan was to head into the West End to check out some stores, maybe hit Savile Row up, but there's a few things that have happened which have stopped that. So first of all, got up a little bit late. I was out a little bit too late last night. I also had some issues with editing a video and some corrupt files, which the fix of the week is probably not going to happen this week. And then I got on the train and they've chucked us out of Bermondsey and closed the line down for some reason, which, if you're unaware, is South London. There's not really much going on here and it's not the best connected. So I've had to reschedule the whole day and video. I thought it's still worth sort of coming out and doing something. So one store I did want to go to was Natalino, because I haven't been there for a while and they've done some drops recently, and I just wanted a little poke around. So, according to my map, it's about an 18-minute walk away. So, you might as well give that a go. I love walking in London. It's one of the easiest ways to get around town, and it's the central part of it is a lot smaller than you might think. Bermondsey isn't quite that, but it's close. So once I get to sort of like London Bridge, I get to the Thames, we're all good, because there's so much stuff around there. The journey is quite nice. This bit, it's just kind of this. There's not really much here. There's a few pubs, there's a few coffee stores. There's like a fish and chip shop, of course, but not much else. Okay, I'm going to take a slight detour on the map because I want to hit up Borough Market, get a coffee. Maybe I'm not really hungry, so maybe just get a coffee or something. But it's nice. It's Saturday, so it's going to be busy. So this road, or road of railway arches, is called the Bermondsey Beer Mile. It's just repurposed arches. People have just put bars in, microbreweries, and it's a sort of famous place for people to go for a little bar crawl. There's loads along this whole railway track, and it's something I've never got to the end of. It's actually a real shame this has come so early in my journey. I could murder a pint, but I've got an 85-minute walk. I could potentially sneak one or two in along the way, but not this early. It's too soon. I've just started. Maybe. LL Bean vintage jacket, 185, seems quite a lot. That's nice. How much is that? So these seem to be about 40, these straw jackets. The Shard. So I've made it to London Bridge now, which is basically, that's the bottom of the Shard, and it's a little bit more lively around here. You've got Borough Market, which we're just coming up to. There's a little bit more things to do around here. It's a little bit more interesting. So here is Borough Market, which has been around since the 12th century, which, you know, it's a little bit different than it is now. It was more a field where you trade vegetables, cattle, but think these buildings from like the 1800s are here. So, Borough Market, which is just there, brings you up to London Bridge, which is the bridge I'm on, which is often mistaken for that bridge right there, which is Tower Bridge. So this is London Bridge, the most famous one, but the least sexy one, I think. It's nowhere near as good looking as that one, which is probably why people get it mistaken. But this brings you up to Bank, so like the financial district, well, the old financial district, where we'll go west, so over that way, towards, hopefully, Natalino. So this thing here is Monument, which is a monument to the people that died in the Great Fire of London in 1666. So supposedly if you lay this down flat, it lands exactly where the fire started in Pudding Lane, at a bakery, but never seen that happen, so I can't actually guarantee that's true. This is turning into a bit of a history lesson. All right, I need to find somewhere I could do a fit check. There's a lot of people around. So I noticed when filming the last vlog just how awkward it was speaking and filming around other people. Like in the comfort of your own sort of home, there's a lot more control. It's just a lot easier. So it's something I'm definitely going to have to get used to. So bear with me on that, especially when I'm like in store, speaking under my breath. It felt very weird. So I'm just coming up to St. Paul's. This is a really good view. That was a lot. All right, St. Paul's doorway fit check. We've got this heavy brown cotton suit from Drake's. The jumper is from John Lewis. The shoes are loafers from Crockett & Jones. Socks are from Uniqlo. Just wanted something super simple and warm today. Again, I was a little bit hungover today, so I just wanted something I didn't have to think too much about. So there's the fit. So St. Paul's is a really interesting building if you're in London to check out. They still do regular services there, and it was built by Sir Christopher Wren after the Great Fire of London, and I think before that it had loads of different iterations as like a religious building or site. So yeah, definitely worth a look. Okay, so here we are. We need to be down there. Seriously thinking about doing a London YouTube channel, because I know there's not been a lot of menswear involved in today's video. So maybe just another channel would be a bit more appropriate. All right, so it's just past 3. We're making some real progress. I'm in Farringdon at the moment. We are this far away, according to the map. We should make it before closing. I probably should talk about menswear a little bit here. So where we've moved from in the south, the style is very much more along the sort of artistic, workweary kind of styles. Very experimental, really interesting, but obviously a lot more casual than tailoring as we walk more into the west end, and even just in general sort of casual wear up the west end. Where I'm at the moment is, so we're going through what used to be that sort of like financial district. We've got, you know, banks around here, offices. Going into Farringdon's a lot of the architects and designers. It's a lot more, not really tailoring anymore, because since the pandemic, people don't really wear suits to work anymore. So it's just a little bit more formal, but it's still got some little smutterings of the more workwear styles as well. As it's a bit more of an affluent area as well, you've got an older crowd and they just tend to wear more formal stuff. But I wouldn't necessarily say that it's suiting, it's just a little bit more on the smarter end of the spectrum, and a little bit more like put together in that way. Both are great, and that's one of the things I love about London. You just get such a difference in style from the different areas you go to. And the one thing I just feel quite sad about is the lack of tailoring that is worn even on work days, because yeah, the offices just don't demand it anymore. People aren't in the office 5 days a week anymore, and even the sort of banks, you don't really have to wear a full suit, which is sad but understandable as well. Okay, so where I am now is Hatton Garden, which is the jewellery, diamond, watches district of London. A load of like diamond and watch heists around here. Every store is a goldsmiths or jewellers or all along those sort of lines. And it's just fun to peek through the window because there's loads of really nice watches, loads of nice vintage watches as well. And they are expensive obviously, but they're not. The vintage watch market here is not too crazy. So this is High Holborn, which is just one long road, which is going to take us down to where we want to be. There's a really cool old looking building. It's got a Loke in it, which is one of my favourite shoe stores because they do some really lovely shoes. And the prices aren't crazy. Like, compared to a lot of its sort of contemporaries doing, you know, loafers, nice leather. The prices aren't insane. They're not showing any of the shoe prices. But like I believe, just off the top of my head, that pair of loafers would be around about 300 to 375, I think. Which, you know, obviously it's a lot of money, but they're really well made shoes and they last. I've had a few pairs and I absolutely love them. All right, about 20 minutes away now and I am sick of walking. But I do want to give a bit of a shout out to these guys. So these are some Crockett & Jones loafers. They're in this like really interesting shape, but I've walked an absolute ton today and they've been amazing. I've barely felt a thing. So yeah, shout out Crockett & Jones. Okay, we've just come off Oxford Street and I am about 5 minutes away, so we're close. We've made it in about 3 hours-ish. I do regret the decisions I made today, but it's done now. So yeah, let's go check out Natalino. Hopefully they're still open. I'm sure they will be. Okay, there it is, through these roadworks. I just need to find a way to get over there and past the seagulls. Okay, I decided to do a bit more of a voice over here because it's a small store and it's quite busy and I didn't want to get in anyone's way and be overly loud or just annoying to anyone in the store. So, voiceover. The sport coat and blazer game is something that Natalino are exceeding in at the moment. They have a few different variations in styles with checks and herringbones, all nice earthy colours. And for me, it's definitely one of the things that makes them stand out as a brand. The main reasons I love these jackets are, first of all, the silhouette. You've got a really nice soft shoulder to them. They've got a lovely size lapels to them, as you can see here. And the body's a little bit looser, so you have the opportunity to take through an alteration to tailors and tuck them in if you want to. Or if you prefer the body to be a little bit broader, then leave it as it is. So it's nice to have that autonomy and choice. I find the colours and patterns really interesting too. You got really bold, lighter colours in there, as well as the more subtle sort of window panes like this brown one here. The price of these sports jackets are also super reasonable, coming in at £470. And then next I went over to the flannel suit range. Now this is something I've been really excited about since they dropped their recent lookbook. And for what I've seen, this is the perfect winter tailoring option. My personal favourites are the double-breasted navy and then the two double-breasted grey ones. You've got a lighter grey and then you have a slightly darker, more charcoal grey as well. And the price for these flannel suits are $470 if you're going for a single-breasted, $525 if you're going double, and then for the trousers they're $195 each. They also have these really cool brown suede boots, which were a collaboration Natalino did with Solar Vare, and they are £360. And then there's these two pairs of loafers which have this sort of butterfly finish to them, which I think is really cool. It's still a classic shaped shoe, but it just adds that little bit of difference. I also really like that they've chosen to go for a black leather and then a brown suede version. They're the two types of loafers I would recommend anyone get in their wardrobe. And I think with this little difference to the shoe as well, you can wear them very casually as well as formal. If, like me, you're into photography books and menswear books, then this one from La Boutique Bow Ties is a must-have. Okay, now is the fun part, trying on the jackets. So this is more to get just a general idea of what the jackets look like. As you can see in this first tryout, I didn't tuck the sleeves up, which is doing them a little bit dirty because you can't get the full idea of how a jacket should look if you've not taken up the sleeves. The whole sort of thing falls apart, but you can get the idea of what the shoulders and the lapels are like. You can also get these suits in a regular or a long, which I thought was a really nice option to have. As I'm trying on, I definitely feel like I'm going to have to go for one of these double-breasted suits at some point. I find the proportions are just right. I like the size of those lapels. They're big, but they're not too big. I like the length of the jacket, the way it drapes, and the flannel is super soft. The other thing I found myself really drawn to was this lighter coloured check blazer. As it is a lighter tone, it's something I normally don't tend to go to, but I feel like it goes with greys and browns and darker tones quite nicely, and it has a bit of vibrance to it. If you wanted something a little bit more muted, then this one could be a better option for you, but for some reason I just feel like I want to go for the lighter one. As you can see here, the brand has a ton of different options for quite a small store. The thing I didn't really get too much of a chance to look at or try on were the trousers, just because of how busy the store was and filming them would have just been a nightmare. But having owned a few pairs, the trousers are definitely one of my favourite aspects of the brand. They've got a really nice high rise to them, a nice slim straight leg, and they just cut a really lovely silhouette. Also, the knitwear is really on point, really nice soft materials. They've got a little bit of a crop to them as well, so if you're wearing them with a higher waist, it really emphasises that. And they've got an interesting neckline as well. Right, so that was Natalino. There's a couple of suits in there that I really want. The flannel suits, the charcoal one and the navy one, the double-breasted one. Also the check jackets, they're really going to be playing on my mind. But yeah, if you're in town, definitely check out Natalino. It's well worth the visit. The people in there are lovely, the store's lovely, and it's right in the middle of town as well, so there's tons of other stuff to do around here. So yeah, definitely hit them up if you are in London. But anyway, I'm off to get a well-deserved drink. If there's any other stores you want me to visit, if you like these videos, or you've got any other recommendations, drop them in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.